Hey all, viñu-vinu here in my little rectangle. I hope you are all good and safe. I'm trying something new today by starting this tutorial series called Creative Production Ideas. My goal with that is to bring you some insights into my creative process, inspire you in your music making, and give you a few quick tips that you can reuse in your own production and in your own way mostly. So today we'll have a look at how to bring some depth into your pads and melodies. Let's jump right in. Okay, so let's have a look at a first example here. I'm using a tune we wrote together with Mason and Alex Lefebvre 2 weeks back. I'm gonna link it down below with their own pages. Let's listen to the B section here, and then I'll show you more in details what I did with the melody. Yeah, so as you can see, the melody has like two layers to it, like one main melody at the normal octave, and there's a duplicate one which sounds higher. It's an octave above. So yeah, this quick tip I want to show you is just simply use some material you already have. Here I already had this track. I simply duplicated the track and went in the clip edit in Ableton and pitch shifted it an octave above. You can do that with a pitch shifter or a frequency shifter. And then what you do is apply some slight distortion, and then you send that into a reverb or an echo to get that sense of space. The last thing you do is you need to bring down the volume of that new track quite a good amount, because the distortion in the high frequencies will get really overwhelming. And also you can play with the panning and get the sense of placement with your main melody. So let's solo the main melody alone, and then we'll listen with the duplicated pitch shifted track. Now with my duplicate version, which is an octave above with some distortion and reverb. Yeah, now you have a different like texture to your melody, like just another layer, but it's not front, it's somewhere distant to it. Let's listen in context at the same section without the doubled pitch shifted track first, and then I'll play it with. So now with. Yeah, so as you can see also, one last thing with this trick is you now can play with density. So if you look at my main melody, I only used it in this first phrase, and then for the second phrase, I brought in the pitched octave up one. So it's nice, you can create different contrast with your melodies in that way. Okay, so now let's have a look at some pads. So we're here in my session for my tune called Balloon. It's on my EP Encounters. So first, let's listen to that B section here, and then I'll show you the same technique we did with the melodies, but for pads. So if we check this track here called Low Pad, this is the first thing I worked with creating the song. I found out the chord progression with that sound. So here is it soloed, so you have an idea what was my basis for the track. So it's really nice, but for this B section, I felt it was lacking some space, some depth, but also some intensity, right? So to create that intensity, I simply like duplicated the MIDI here to that high pad channel. And I also added an extra voice, which is an octave above. So all the MIDI is an octave above, but I also doubled the melody another octave above in that high pad. So let's listen to it. And as you can see, I also did the same trick by applying some distortion with the radiator and then sending it to a reverb in the valve vintage verb here. So let's have a listen soloed. So you hear that nice crunchy quality, but also it's far away because it's in a reverb and I put down the volume quite a bit and also displaced it in the panning. I put this iPad to the right because the low pad is centered, so it creates a sense of depth between the two of them. So let's have a listen in context only with the low pad, and then will bring the high pad in. Yeah, so it really makes a huge difference. Just a quick look here, I have a mid pad also. The mid pad is exactly the same as the high pad, but without the melody doubled like 2 octaves above. So it even thickens more the pads in this section. Without the mid. Et voilà. So to sum it up, I would say the trick is just duplicate some material you already have, a melody or pad or anything basically, pitch shift it, 12 semitones up, apply some distortion to it slightly, then put it in some space, a reverb, an echo, a delay, anything like that. Then play around with the volume and the panning to see where it fits with your main idea. Obviously, that's only one technique you can use to bring more depth into your pads and melodies. There is many more. And please leave a comment. I would be really curious to read what are your techniques. Also, click the like, click the subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm also doing music production streams on Wednesdays afternoon on Twitch. It's a new thing, so come join the chat and hang with me on Wednesdays. That would be fun. And see you next time. I'm gonna try to bring those tutorials once a week. See you. Please write what are your text. So please, what are... Damn.